Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and in today's video we are doing the Shrine of Secrets review for the 19th of September 2023. I'm back hopefully trying to do regular uploads. As I mentioned last week, I'm trying to make sure I just do them every week. It probably won't be the same day like today. Today I have a day off, so that's actually why I'm able to do it, but I will try and at least just get it done in the week. So there is a review up. It just might not be on the same day and it might not be a consistent upload, but I want to try and make sure I have at least a video up of each shrine each week. So I will try my best. But let's get started. First of all, we have Hex Haunted Grounds with a Spirit perk. It spawns two Hex Totems in instead of one. It spawns two of them, lit up and everything. And when one of them gets cleansed by a survivor, all survivors suffer from the exposed stats effect for 60 seconds, and then the other remaining Hex Totem becomes a Dull Totem. So this perk is basically a trap. It's a trap to lure people to come and cleanse it, especially because there's two of them, which I also find really interesting because no other perk quite like that. But it spawns two of them, and it relies on the curiosity and also the desire to just see a cleanse and get rid of it, and plus it gives extra blood points and stuff like that. So it relies on survivors coming and cleansing it and then punishing everyone, not just the person who cleansed it. This is really good as a trap because, like I said, it will work a lot. I think some smart survivors definitely wait to see if there is like an actual hex. So you might need to bring another hex perk to um, like incentivize it, if that makes sense. Like if you bring ruin, then if you bring this and ruin, then they'll see that there's ruin. So then the first hexstone they'll see, they'll assume is ruin, and they'll want to get rid of it. So things like that's good. The only thing I would say other than that is obviously if you don't bring a hex perk, and survivors don't cleanse it because they don't trust it. But also is it can randomly activate at any time. Survivors can cleanse this at any time. It might happen right at the start of the match. It might happen like, near the end, but you have to make sure you use that 60 seconds well, because like I said, you don't get any warning when it's coming. It just happens. So if you're in a chase of someone, then that's good. But obviously if you're just kind of walking around and stuff, you need to make sure you can hopefully try and find someone. But other than that, I actually think this perk's pretty nice. It's like I said, it's a nice trap perk. It works a lot of the time, not all the time. Also, sometimes survivors obviously just don't see them. If they're hidden well, they just genuinely won't see them. But yes, I think it's a fun design perk, but I think you should definitely bring a hex with it to incentivize them to cleanse it. Next up, we have Overzealous, which is a Hattie perk. I think this is the first time it's been on the shrine, but I'm not entirely sure. But after you cleanse or bless a totem, this perk activates, then your generator speed gets increased by 10%, and also is doubled to 20% if you cleanse or bless a hex totem instead of a dull totem. This perk also deactivates once you lose a health state by any means. So I think that's a pretty fair balance because 10% is faster than resilience. Resilience is like 9% when you're injured. It does also go to 20% if it's a hex totem, which you won't always be able to do, but if you do, then that's a nice bonus. And like I said, I think it's a fair trade to have this perk deactivate once you lose a health state because obviously it'd be a bit broken to just keep it for longer and stuff. So you have to try and use this perk carefully. You probably have to use something like Counterforce or Clairvoyance or Detective's Hunch or something to find those totems. It's the same way like Inner Strength works, where you have to try and use stuff to try and find totems, which obviously is fine. You can do that and bring a map or something. Yeah, I like this one actually. I think it's not too strong. 10%, 20% is actually pretty good. But that also is just for you. That doesn't apply to anyone else or anything. It's just for you. And it's only for generators. It's not for healing or cleansing or exegates or anything. It's just for generators. So I think as long as you're someone who does have time for generators, if you're someone who likes to run around with like a flashlight and, kind of just being chased all game or just try and follow the chase and stuff with flashlight, then this probably isn't for you. You have to make sure you're someone who actually will get value out of this perk. But I like it. It's niche. It's nice. It's decent. It's not too strong. I actually quite like it. Next up, we have Better Than New, which is a Rebecca perk. This one is so every time you complete a healing action on a survivor, that's both chest, cleansing, and blessing tomes. And again, they keep this bonus until they lose a health state. And I think this one's a bit worse because I think it's good. I mean, obviously, speed boost to those things is nice. It doesn't apply to generators, I just noticed, but to the other things it's nice. But again, I think it's the same problem with like leader, where like it doesn't apply to you. Like it's a perk that is good for someone else, but the bonus doesn't affect you. It only affects the other survivor, which is the same with leader, where everyone else around you gets like the 25% bonus to everything, but not you. This is kind of the same thing. So it is good in a sense because you know, great, that person gets to do stuff until they lose a health state. That's nice, but you don't really get the benefits from that unless you do that generator with them. I get, well, no, you can't even do that because it doesn't apply generators. So yeah, I think this perk's not great. I guess it's good for like challenges and stuff. You know, if you do like a healing build, you know, botany knowledge, desperate measures, empathy. Um, Not empathy. What's the empathic connection? The one where they see your aura. Yeah, things like that's good. But again, that just means that that's going to benefit them and not you. So, I mean, as long as you're okay with that, then this perk's fine. But I think other than that, it's not great. And finally, we have Save the Best for Last, which is a shape perk, Michael Myers. This perk has, so there's an obsession, and every time you hit someone who is not an obsession, you gain a token. And each token has, so your animation for, you know, after hitting a survivor with your weapon, it gets shorter basically, and it goes into 8. So by 8 tokens, there's basically no animation. And this perk is great for killers who are quite like basic attack oriented, you know, like killers who can't really, they don't have like a secondary attack sort of, you know, so Wraith or Doctor or Hag and, you know, killers like that really who just rely on just their basic attacks. This is really good because it makes those chases a lot easier because instead of having to waste time, valuable time, just sitting there like, you know, wiping your weapon, it just speeds up basically and you know, let's just carry on the chase. You basically lose no distance pretty much. It's kind of the same thing of like when you use Spirit Fury and Enduring, where like it just basically gets rid of that obstacle like really quickly and then you can just carry on the chase. I think it's pretty good for that. And I think even other killers, it's a very popular method of using killers' secondary attacks to like prevent token loss because if you hit the obsession, you lose tokens and then you can't gain or lose anymore once the obsession is killed. So what sometimes people do is like killers with like Pig or Demogorgon or anyone like Wesker, anyone who's got like that secondary attack, they can still use that perk of that, but it means when they're in the chase of the obsession, they can just use that secondary attack to prevent losing stacks and still, you know, deal health states. So yes, this perk's really good. This one's great. And like I said, you can use this on anyone to be honest, because it is nice. It's a nice effect, but you can definitely get more value out of it from those killers I mentioned, but feel free to use it on anyone. It's a nice little effect. So guys, I think for this one, I'm going to say Haunted Grounds. I think this one's really fun and you can kind of do a build of it. And I think I did mention like the problems with it, but I think, you know, every perk's got its problems, you know. I think this one, obviously you have to be careful and obviously you have to make sure you use a certain killer. But you don't have to, but I think, you know, killers definitely have like high mobility and like awareness are definitely better for this, but you can use it on anyone to be honest, because, you know, it's 60 seconds of free exposure. So, um, it's nice when it works. And also said the best for last because again, this perk is just really nice and it just feels really nice to use it. Once you get the stacks up, you can definitely notice when you start getting them more up, and you'll see the difference in your chases where you save you save a lot more time from just not wiping your weapon basically. So guys, that's gonna do it from me. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you found this useful, and I'll see you in the next one.